Going to bring you some business news now on the programme. Brian Quinn is joining me here on set. Brian, you're starting in France today. Lawmakers are taking aim at the growth of the ultra-fast fashion industry.
So, Stuart, France's National Assembly is set to take up debate Thursday on a bill combating what has been dubbed ultra-fast fashion. Companies like Shein and Temu in China and Primark in the UK. The law would target companies based on the number of new products offered per day. Each purchase would be hit with a €5 penalty. Conversely, purchases of sustainably produced durable clothing would get a €5 bonus. Ultra-fast fashion companies would be required to display environmental impact warnings on their product pages and would be prohibited from advertising in France. Meanwhile, the government would increase its subsidies for the reuse and repair of textiles. Those subsidies are already in place, but they would be bumped up.
And the ultra-fast fashion industry, Brian, it's one that's really exploded in magnitude in recent years, isn't it?
It is indeed, Stuart. Fast fashion, as it became known, first rose to prominence in the 1990s. Brands like Zara and H&M in recent years, though, have brought the rise of a new breed of company, one that is exemplified by China's Shein. Found that in 2008, the past 3 years have seen its sales figures explode by an order of magnitude as it mastered the practices of analyzing trends, copying fashion designs, and rushing thousands, some 7,000 to 10,000 new items per day to its online marketplace. In 2023 saw it hit $32 billion in global sales. Here in France, it hit nearly €1 billion, all at an enormous environmental cost. Federica Bahel takes a closer look in this report.
Shoes for 35 cents and a digital camera for €11. Those are the kind of super low prices on Chinese e-commerce sites Temu and Shein that have youngsters unable to stay away.
I installed it for the cheap prices like everyone else. I don't order technology from there, just more basic things.
The visuals and prices are super attractive. It makes you want to buy things.
With their endless catalogue of products and colourful, aggressive marketing strategy, these Chinese juggernauts have exploded in the realm of online shopping, helped by subcontractors in countries such as Vietnam that lower production costs. However, they've also come under heavy fire from the French government, who put a bill forward to penalise ultra-fast fashion, with concerns it's causing surging carbon emissions, adding to landfill and encouraging consumerism. There are 3 main brands in their site: Shein, Temu and British retailer Primark, who could soon be subject to fines to offset their environmental impact, up to €10 per article sold.
When you buy from these sites, you know what you're doing, and you're contributing to massive environmental pollution. These products are flown by plane directly to consumers. And then if we look even further, we also have problems linked to wastewater management, for example, which isn't always managed correctly where the products are made.
It's estimated that 100 billion items of clothing are sold each year worldwide, twice as many as 20 years ago.
And Brian's going to wrap up for us with a check on the markets, Brian.
So, Stuart, Asian indexes were mixed on Thursday, following Wall Street's lead amid a fading tech rally there. Big raises for Japanese factory workers during spring wage negotiations are raising expectations that the Bank of Japan could begin reversing its ultra-loose monetary policy as early as next week. The Nikkei in Tokyo up around 1/3%. The Kospi in Seoul gaining nearly a full percent as the government announces plans to reform Korea's financial markets there. Here in Europe, a mixed picture as well. Investors are looking ahead to the latest U.S. inflation data for wholesale producers due out Thursday. Hopes are dimming for a rate cut from the Federal Reserve as inflation remains sticky stateside. Shares in Rheinmetall up some 3.5% as the German arms manufacturer projects record sales of €10 billion this year, amid what it calls a changing threat situation in Europe. A reference, of course, to the Ukraine war and to Europe's rush to rearm itself, Stuart, after decades of decline in arms stocks here on the continent.
Brian, thank you very much. Brian Quinn with the business on France 24.